Hello, welcome back to another software developer profile review. My name's David. I am a software developer with 23 years of experience. I have also managed international recruitment teams. I want to show you what the recruiters see, why they might look past your profile, why they might be rejecting you, and also point out, the good things as well. It's not always negative. But yeah, I want to give you the feedback that you don't always get, and try to see things through the eyes of a recruiter or an employer. I think this is one of the big findings for me when I moved from software development into the recruitment side of things. I no longer do recruitment, but now I teach developers how to get past recruiters. So this is one of the big findings for me, that I thought I knew how this all worked because 20-something years as a developer, I've done lots of interviews myself. I've interviewed lots of people for teams that I'm hiring, and then I've hired for other people through the recruitment side. But when you become a recruiter, as a developer, I thought I know how this works. I've seen it all. And then when I became a recruiter, I realised I've been playing this all wrong, and I see the same mistakes, regardless of the level the developer is at, junior, coding bootcamp people, all the way through to very senior developers. The mistakes are often very similar, although how you present yourself has subtle changes. So I want to show you what they see. Today we're looking at Frank, and Frank described himself as a full stack developer, and it was particularly vague, just full stack dev. So I wanted to pick up on that, and we'll talk about that because I don't know what this person does. But I did have a quick scroll just now before I opened this, and is a bootcamp instructor, and it says here career mentor. I wonder if Frank's a spy, but I don't mind that. Hi Frank, nice to meet you. Maybe you just want to see how I do things, and that's cool too. I don't mind. So let's begin the review. In fact, before I do that, if you would like a review, head over to the website crushing.digital and hit this profile review button. There is a bit of a queue. I'll get to you as soon as possible. If you want to work with me one-to-one and get unlimited one-to-ones, unlimited profile reviews, all that good stuff, you get supported forever. But I'll help you with your LinkedIn, your GitHub, your portfolio website, resume, any supporting evidence that goes with that, really, how to network properly, and how to job search in a way that's going to help you to stand out. So if you want to do that, there's a course here. It's open to boot camps, as in I teach the whole cohort of boot camps, and I offer a free trial for coding boot camps, and it's also open to the public as individuals. It's $99 per person. There's all that there. If that's too much money, or you want something you can just walk away with, I have self-study programs. There's a book which is $15. I have the video course. It's the same content, just different formats. The video, and this is $50, but you also get the book as well. And on both of them, you get these checklists to help you through. Anyway, let's move on. Let's get back to Frank, the spy. So first things first, the banner image. Lovely mountain. I don't know how that helps me. It doesn't. I think you should be using that space. It's quite a big piece of real estate to convey what you want me to see when I first open your profile. What do you do? Profile picture is okay. The headline, senior node developer. Now you told me you were a full stack dev on the application form. So senior node doesn't quite communicate that. Tech educator, career mentor. These are what I call gaps. Which one do you want to be? Now, as a recruiter, and I want to try and do this hopefully as realistic as this could be, that you're applying and I'm a recruiter looking for a full stack developer. These things now would be what I would call gaps, where I go, well, which one do you want to be? Do you want to be the developer, or do you want to do this education, career mentoring thing? I'm nervous because if I jump in and you go, actually, into an interview, and you tell me you want to do this, I need to get off that call as fast as possible. Recruitment is a speed game, and I need to beat all of my competitors to getting my developer put forward for that job so that I can get paid. That's the game. So I think we need to clear that up. The featured posts. This looks like a blog, and another post on a blog, another post on a blog. Beginning Node and Express. Now I'm guessing these are all going to be like introductory things that that Frank is teaching to developers, which is great. But does that help him in the story of where he is? It shows that Frank is good enough to teach those basic things, but the questions will then arise. Okay, what level are you teaching? If you're always teaching at this base level, how well do you know the more complex issues? So I'd be peppering in more complex things. If you really want to move towards development, I'd be making sure the more complex things are predominantly shown here, so I don't have to go and find them. But writing good stuff. Again, the post here is going to be about what level are you teaching at and all that sort of stuff. We'll look at those in a minute. So the About section. As a software engineer and tech educator, I possess a natural talent for effectively communicating with individuals from diverse backgrounds, personalities, interests, job functions. This doesn't help a recruiter. Don't care. It might help if you were going for a teaching job. And it does help, but it's put one of those nice to have bits later. This needs to be tech heavy. I strongly advocate for trust building through enhanced transparency, diversity, openness and social equity. As far as a recruiter looking for a developer, I don't care. Sorry. So as a guess, I'm going to click this and all the value is down here. So value. Great. Aha, GitHub. We will open that for later. And this is your blog, so we've already got that. Now, when I look at this skills list, Jira, Figma, GitLab, Material UI, Tailwind CSS, you're making me work to try and find the real value. Now, what do I want? I'm looking for a full stack developer, so if it's Node and React, you didn't mention React, but it is React. So if it was Node and React, it would be what are the things that go with that? Node, React, TypeScript, testing with like Jest and all that sort of stuff. It could be GraphQL. It could be AWS tools to go with it, like serverless stuff, lambdas, all that sort. That's what I'm looking for. So we should be thinking what's most important here, what's going to tick all the boxes, and putting those as the first items in this list. Maybe even break that list into different sections. But this should be at the top, not at the bottom. Don't make me work to find it. We'll look at your GitHub shortly. Let's get down to the experience. Last 10 months, senior software engineer. Skills next. React, JavaScript, AWS services. I'd like to know which AWS services, but more importantly, 10 months. I don't know, what did you build? What did you learn? What was the business benefit? It's like 10 months of nothing. So that needs to be turned into bullet points to enhance that. The next part, at the same time, so overlapping, GitLab open source engineer. Doing what? So no details there. So at the same time, so full-time job, contributing to open source, and then a part-time job as a React Bootcamp instructor. Great. And we've got bullet points telling me, the things you're teaching. So that's nice. At the same time, also a JavaScript Bootcamp instructor part-time. So I'm starting to think, how much time have you got? This is at New Camp. Okay, and being tech heavy here, telling me what you're teaching. This is good. I like this. At the same time, also a software engineer, technical mentor. So, or you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 project, jobs going on. 6. You got 6 going on. So I'm starting to get nervous about 6. How much time are you given to each of these? It starts to degrade each one of them rather than me thinking. So if you had 2 or 3, it'd be like, oh, he's really busy in lots of places. Now I'm thinking, is this just like you do an hour here or an hour there? Are these really entries? Now to find out, I'd have to ask you. I might not have time to ask you, so it might make me nervous. And like I say, I have to do this review as if you're a developer rather than wondering whether you're just wanting to watch what I do. So the next thing is this painting a picture of you've currently got a job, but I would be worried if I'm employing you as a software engineer that you seem to be far more dedicated and interested and enthusiastic about the teaching side of things. This is just to pay the bills while you do this, while you set up a business maybe. I don't know. Playing devil's advocate, you know, I can only say what I see here. But I like the bullet points for each of them. Again, I'm worried about, you know, what's the depth here. I think this is probably going to... So these are all, you know, adjunct, which is like, you know, a supplementary professor. Okay, so this is a proper job here, 6 years, and it's converting a PHP website into a single page application with React, Postgres. So this is good. This is how I normally expect to see things, and it's got increasing performance and whatever. So this is good stuff. I'd like to see more of that peppered through here, or less of this. So, but it looks pretty good. It just raises the question: developer or instructor? I don't know. So the volunteering. So you're a career mentor at the same time there, and another mentor here. These are different places. And here, so you're a mentor / educator / whatever in about 9 different places. It makes me nervous, but it makes a strong case for what you really want to do is the career stuff. So hopefully that's where your career is going. If you were applying for the job, I'd be nervous about what this presents to me. And you could clarify all this. You know, I'm not saying you can't do this. I'm just saying these are the things that someone reviewing your profile might think. If I look at this, so this looks like I said, I think you're introducing basic things like you're introducing GraphQL to who you're talking to, so that the developers. I'm not going to read the 40-minute article as a recruiter. A recruiter would not be technical, so they wouldn't go that far in depth, but they go, it's just teaching bootcamp students the basics here and here. So I'd like to see more of your in-depth knowledge about software architecture, that sort of thing. But it's good that you're writing. I'm certainly not going to read a 39-minute article, but I think this is more for those students than it is for someone in a job. So if I liked what I've seen, I would go here. Now I got here from the links at the bottom of your about section. If I didn't click to see more and I didn't see all this and I wanted to see more, I click on here. So you haven't linked them up here. Again, put things where people expect to find them. So I should be able to get to GitHub. When I get to GitHub, can I get back to LinkedIn? Recruiters always want to get to LinkedIn, so I'll be linking that up. We've got a website which does get you to LinkedIn. Yay! Okay, cool. Strange, but cool. I would literally just put your LinkedIn URL there. Anyway, so this is all good stuff. A mentor, writing articles, check out thing. Okay, AWS certified, or working towards that. I was going to say we should be posting about that. I would be posting about everything you're learning and doing. I think you should be documenting your journey in terms of how it's best to educate junior developers, what processes work, how you're different to everybody else, etc. So I think there's more we can do on that side of it. The pinned repos, you're clearly doing a lot of work here, building these courses, etc. I'd like to see better descriptions here. I can see that these are all just related to teaching. Again, we're just completely painting that picture of teacher, teacher, teacher. So if you want to be the developer, I'd be trying to pepper in different repos here to show some depth to this. So they're just the things that are teaching basics to students. I'm guessing basics. And like I say, all of these should be tech heavy and filled descriptions so that I can see, just like a recruiter does on your experience, they're looking at, okay, when did you start using whatever the technology is. When did you start using Express? When did you start using Jest? When did you start using TypeScript? Are you currently using it, and how frequently can I see it? And if I see that listed all the way through here, I get more and more confident as a recruiter. So at the minute, I can see you've got good experience. I'm just not sure about the picture we're painting. But like I say, it might be a spy anyway. So that would be my feedback to you, is you know how to do this, because we can see it on some of the experiences. You can see you put the bullet points on some and you put the skills on others. I'd be combining those. I'd make sure the tech pops to the top and is more clear in that way. I'd be more clear about the job you want and the skills you've got up here. And then, like I said, the job you want, which path is more important to you, depending on where you're applying. If you're applying to lots of places saying, hey, I can come and be an educator for you, then I think we're going in the right direction with this profile. If you're saying, no, I'm all in on software development, I just have those as supplementary things, then just be careful about how that's presented. I hope that's been valuable to you. I hope you're not a spy. I don't mind if you're a spy, I'm only kidding. And if anybody else would like a review, please head over to crushing.digital, and I'll see you soon. Look after yourselves.